everyone, so today I am going to be doing a date night makeup tutorial. Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm sure there are like a million red lipped makeup tutorials in your subscription boxes, but I thought that I would show you today what I'm going to be wearing on Saturday when Josh and I go out for dinner. It's nothing super fancy, I can pretty much guarantee you he won't notice that I even have makeup on my face, but I like to spend a little bit of time on my face just so I feel like I have made an effort. But I'm also going to be adding some false lashes into this as well, just to make things look a little bit more special. So with all of that out the way, let's get working on my face. The first product I'm going to apply is the Estee Lauder Revitalizing Supreme Global Anti-Aging CC Cream. Longest name ever. This is very similar to the Origins Vitalizing Moisturizer, except it's kind of a bit more of a makeup-y product, but it smells very similar, it looks very similar, it applies in a very similar way, but I find that this one kind of like it does that to your face with that sound. So I've just taken some on the back of my hand and I'm just dotting it on my face. And I'm using a brush. I'm using the Tarte foundation brush. It's a very big brush, it's huge. But I find that this is actually very necessary for this product. When I try and blend this with my hands, it's just a no-go. It's not happening, can't do it. I just end up with orange streaks, it's awful. And that's why I first didn't get on with this. And then I discovered, you know, brushes exist and didn't have the problem anymore, and now I love it. So that is my base done and it looks super glowy right now, which I am a fan of. If you're not a fan, you can use a powder. Next up, I'm going to be using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer just under my eyes. This is in the shade Vanilla, and this is just one of my favourite products to use under my eyes because it covers everything, and I have just some hereditary really dark circles going on here, so I just love this. If you have really bad dark circles, this is the one. I'm just dotting that under my eyes. I'm just blending that in with my Real Techniques setting brush, and it's my favourite brush for under my eyes just because it fits so nicely and it just blends really beautifully as well. And I've also got a fair few spots, I don't know if you noticed, all around. So I'm going to use the Nars concealer to cover those up as well. Just pop some of the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer onto my spots, and now I'm just blending them in with my finger, and I just find that that's the best way to cover spots, is blending with your finger. Next I'm going to highlight my cheekbones and under my eyes, and I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Brush on Glow BB highlighter. So I'm just taking that in a V shape under my eye, and I've had to give this pen a lot of clicks. I think this is running out, which is heartbreaking, so I'm gonna have to go pick a new one of these up. And applying this in a V shape highlights both my under eye and cheekbone, so it's kind of like 2 in 1, and it just gives such a flawless and perfecting look to this area around here. Again, I'm just taking my Real Techniques setting brush to blend that all in. Next I'm going to contour, and I'm going to be using the Clinique Chubby Cheek Sculpting Contour in 01 Curvy Contour, and this is a kind of very warm contour cream stick thing. That was really uneloquent. But essentially it's a cream contour and it blends out so beautifully, so even if you do have slightly paler skin, the fact that it's orange isn't too scary. If you don't like a warm contour, then you won't like this full stop, but if you're not too fussed on whether your contour is ashy toned or warm toned, then definitely look into getting this. I personally love a warmer contour. So I'm just using my Zoeva 102 Silk Finish brush just to blend that out. So that is contour done, and I'm hoping it's not looking terrifying on camera, because in real life it looks lovely and I just look like I've got some warmth and cheekbones on my face, which is great. Next I'm going to be applying a very neutral blush. It's a new favourite of mine. It's from Maxfactor. It's one of their cream puff blushes, which I love. I've done some work with them recently. I did a video on these blushes back a couple of weeks ago. This is completely unpaid for placement. I just really love this blush. It's just a beautiful colour. I have the shade Alluring Rose, and it is just beautiful. It's a very kind of browny pink. It's perfect for when you just want something a bit more natural. You don't want to look like you're wearing loads of blush. I'm going to apply this with the Nars Yachio Kabuki brush or something like that. So I'm just sweeping that over my cheeks, and the only problem with this brush is the fact that it molts like a biatch. So if I have any black hairs lurking on my face after this, sorry. Now we move on to brows, and I'm going to be using an old friend that I haven't used on camera in a very long time. It's the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in dark brown, which is very dark, so we don't need a lot of this. And I chose this one specifically because for date night. If anyone like brushes your face, or you know, any kind of intimacy happens and you like your brow products and you go quite heavy on them, sometimes you can end up missing half your eyebrow, and this just stops that happening. That is brows done, and I have the absolute terror that I look like the baby from The Simpsons in the viewfinder. So if I do, sorry about that. Hopefully it will balance out when I move on to the eyes, which is up next. I'm going to be keeping it fairly simple for the eyes today, which is not my usual kind of thing. There's going to be a tiny bit of liner, but it's gel liner, not liquid liner. I know what has happened to me. And under that I'm going to be using the By Terry Ombre Blackstar in the shade Bronze Moon, which I've never used before in a tutorial. I don't think I've ever actually swatched it on my channel before, so this is a first. So I'm going to be applying this all over my lid and using a Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader brush to blend that out. So that is eyeshadow done. Next I'm going to be moving on to gel liner. I'm going to be using the Clinique Brush On Cream Liner in 02 True Black, and I'm also going to be using the Zoeva 315 Fine Liner Brush. So I'm just going to dip my brush in this and hope for the best, because winged liner is definitely more my thing over standard gel liner. Thought I'd come in a bit closer. Cross your fingers for me, let's see how this goes. So that is the first eye done, and I'm going to take the same brush again and just blend that out a little bit. So my eyes are almost done, and next up is lashes. I'm going to be using the Tanya Burr Everyday Flutter eyelashes, which are my current favourite. I love these. They are just so easy to apply and they just look beautiful and give you a real feline look to your lashes. So the lashes are on, and now I'm going to wait for them to dry and then going to apply some of the Maxfactor Full Slash Effect Mascara, just a little bit over the lengths of them just to merge them together. Let's move on to lips. I'm going to be lining my lips and then just using a very nice kind of nude balm, which I am obsessed with at the moment. This is the MAC lip liner in Boldly Bare, which I use to do the outer line of my lip liner, and then I fill the inside in with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, which is awesome. And then I'm using shade 2 in the Clarins Instant Light Lip Balm Perfectors, and I picked this up. The rest of them I had as PR samples. I went out and bought this one myself. I have just become obsessed with these, and I knew that there was a peachy coral that I didn't have and I had to have it. I just absolutely love these, and I don't think I will ever use any other kind of nude lip product again in my life because they are awesome. Any other nude lip product again in my life? That was a bit of a bold claim. What am I doing today? So I'm just taking Boldly Bare and lining the outside of my lips. And then I'm just blending that in so there are no harsh lines. And then I'm just filling in the inside with Pillow Talk. And these two are actually very similar, so if you can't get your hands on Charlotte Tilbury but you can get your hands on MAC, then keep an eye out for Boldly Bare. And then I'm going in with the Clarins Instant Light Lip Balm Perfector in shade 2. That is it from me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys on Sunday for an unknown mysterious video because I haven't planned what it is yet.
Gonna say goodbye? Are you gonna say goodbye? Say bye.